Singaporean laws against drug trafficking are to the effect that if a person is found with more than 2 grams of diamorphine, then the court will presume that he is trafficking unless it is proved that the drug is not for that purpose. If more than 15 grams of diamorphine is found in his possession, the person faces the mandatory death penalty if found guilty. These two aspects of Singapore law, the non-requirement for proof of mens rea guilty intention and mandatory sentencing, have been criticized for being inconsistent with international legal standards. TOCHI's lawyers put up a spirited defense. Since the basic element of crime is mens rea, the defense sought to prove that TOCHI has no mens rea, that he was just an 18-year-old from a Nigerian village who just wanted to further his career in football and came across Mr. Smith, who took advantage of him. More so, there was enough evidence that TOCHI was not aware that he had diamorphine. According to the defense, if TOCHI was aware of that, he would have fled when he was notified by the hotel staff that the police was called. He never did, neither did he even attempt to dispose of the substances. Rather, he stayed in the transit area of the airport until about 20 minutes later, when the police arrived. Thus the conduct of the young man was consistent with his mistaken belief that he was only in possession of African herbs meant for a sick man as opposed to having diamorphine. TOCHI admitted in his statements that he knew he had the capsules in his possession, and that he had agreed with Smith to deliver the capsules to Marshall for a promised payment of $2,000. In his judgment, Justice Kintingchu noted that TOCHI might not have known that the capsules contained diamorphine. He wrote that, greater than there was no direct evidence that Amara TOCHI knew the capsules contained diamorphine. There was nothing to suggest that Smith had told him they contained diamorphine, or that he had found that out of his own. Paragraph 42 SGHC 233. However, Kin found that the large sum promised should have raised suspicion. Smith was not a rich man. He did not have enough money to buy an air ticket for himself to go from Dubai to Indonesia to visit his sick friend. There must be a reason for Smith to offer him the large sum of $2,000 to deliver the capsules of herbs when he was already funding his passages to Dubai and to Singapore. Kin found that TOCHI knew that Smith was a man who would break the law, as Smith had arranged for false visas and endorsements to be entered into the first accused's passport to facilitate his travels. He must have realized that Smith was offering him much more than was reasonable for putting him through the minor inconvenience of meeting up with Marshall at the airport terminal and handing the capsules to him. He should have asked to be shown and be assured of the contents before agreeing to deliver them, and he could have used the ample opportunities he had when he had the capsules to check them himself, but he did nothing. Kin also found that he had willfully turned a blind eye to the contents of the capsules because he was tempted by the $2,000, which was a large sum to him. When Smith, who had befriended him and had appeared to help him get out of Pakistan, also offered him $2,000, he did not want to ask any questions or check the capsules himself. Consequently, even if he may not have actual knowledge that he was carrying diamorphine, his ignorance did not exculpate him, because it is well established that ignorance is a defense only when there is no reason for suspicion and no right and opportunity of examination. Kin found TOCHI guilty. Both TOCHI and Malachi were sentenced to death.